Okay, to be fair, I went to get water, and then Oreo was out there, and he demanded to be pet rubbed and given water as well. I thought I would be gone for 30 seconds. Sorry about that. I'll come in. Question mark? You know, that is a valid response. That is a valid response. Per usual, got distracted. Okay. No, trying to type in my password so I can open up chat. That's not my password. There we go. Alright, let me open up chat. There we go. Perfect. Okay, well, it didn't update with the newest chat. I love how Twitch has just been acting so weird. It's been really nice. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Twitch today has been I mean, I guess it could just be a connection issue, but I've never had a connection issue where it disconnects while still telling me I've dropped 0 frames. That was what was so odd about it. Yeah, Minecraft, be better. We did figure out how to make the house floating via balloons, though, so that is the important part. But we have to have our weekly D&D update with Minecraft. Waiting for it to load so I don't dox my friends. Alright. Okay. One sec, let me now switch back to have actually game capture on. Could be helpful. Is everybody dead? No, nobody died. Okay, nobody in the party died. Okay, I think we need to leave and get more supplies. But yeah. Who'd you get killed? Well, we didn't technically get anyone killed. We just saw a couple of dead bodies. I may have almost gotten the entire party killed, but I didn't. And isn't that what really matters? It's what actually happened, not intent. Yeah, nothing like that. That being said, there was still chaos, but that's to be expected. No, so we finally went down the well, everyone was waffling around the entrance to the secret door, you know, from the bookcase. I did not run away. And we're like, should we go in? Should we not go in? So I just took my box and ran in because, you know, let's get this party started type deal. Ran in and and Ron tells us that we go down the passageway and immediately we find a lab. And my character, being an intellectual, asks what kind of lab. If we're talking chocolate, yellow, like what kind of lab are we talking of? He said a white lab. So I went to go chase the white lab. To which half the people in the campaign were like, what is she talking about? He went, she made it like there was a dog. And he said as soon as I chased the lab, it disappeared. And then nobody else saw the dog. It was just me who saw a lab running around from underneath my box. So logically, yeah, a lab. We found a lab. He said, we went down the stairs and we found a lab. I asked, yellow, chocolate, brown. Well, that's the same as chocolate, but like what kind of lab are we talking about? He said a white lab, and then the white lab ran into a lab and disappeared. There was not supposed to be a dog. I just took it literally, as I normally do, to see if I could get a dog to come up into the D&D campaign. I just took him saying we found... Well, apparently it did come up. It just was in my imagination and nobody else saw it. So, rightfully so, my character is concerned and continues to look for the dog. Because they're convinced that there's a lab because they saw a lab, but nobody else saw the lab. So, anyway, so we go into the lab, and now it's an actual lab, you know, whatever. What it was intended to be before I asked a very literal question. And there's 3, like, eggs, 2 of which have been broken, one of which has been broken and has, like, shattered on the outside and has, like, green goop and there's blood spatter all around it. Another one that's been broken, don't know much info on it. Boring science lab, should have been a Labrador Retriever. Exactly. My character saw a Labrador Retriever. We don't know what it's about, but she saw it. She may have misunderstood the narrator's voice, but she saw a lab. She was fully convinced. So the narrator said there was a lab. Phoenix is a lab, yes. He is a chocolate lab, a hyper chocolate boy. I mean, I just saw a chance to possibly bring a dog into the equation, so I ran with it. As one does. So yeah, and then there's 1 egg that still has goop in it that isn't broken that also has like a human in it. So, and then there's like a bunch of machines and there's like 3 levers. And there's like, bring a dog permanently. I think it might happen next time. I'll tell you why. And and there's also a like exam table with like scalpels and blood and handcuffs and stuff. Not the kinky kind, but the, you know, torture kind. That's also in this lab. So, you know, we go in there, we're just checking around. We don't see much, honestly, other than, you know, egg and goop and a random dog in the story because he gave me the options of what I can do. Because my last character also had a dog. Let me actually just check. I have it on. I still have my old character on DND. Pretty sure I gave her a backstory. I can. Yeah, Xenia, level 3 wood elf. How'd she get magical sleep? Oh, she had so many weapons. Oh, I forgot how many good weapons we had. Oh. Empty book found on me. Woke up in amnesia after spiting fire. Open book. Stuff written on pages. Cantrips and spells. Bob, a giant dachshund, has infrared vision. Protective bubble when danger occurs. Yes, it was just a giant Heidi. That was my old character. So yeah, my old character. Do I have a background? Slow to trust. Will protect my dog at all costs. Oh yeah. No, I woke up with amnesia and the dog was next to me. That was it. Yeah, that was the story. If amnesia, thought you amnesia, still amnesia. Yeah, no, my first look. It was my first D&D campaign. Yes, I gave my character amnesia. Okay, I couldn't think of a better backstory. Now, my current backstory is much better than my previous one. You know, grandma and being kicked out of the fairy family due to love of blood. And then Ron told me that apparently my aunt is, who was also disowned because she enjoys violence, does a bunch of spells and stuff, and she collects ears. So apparently, I'm not the only crazy relative the only crazy person in the family who likes to collect a certain body part. Aunt, aunt. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, yeah, sure. We can say there's a crazy aunt that collects ears, so it runs in the family. But anyway, so yeah, we're exploring this lab. After my character convinced herself that the narrator said there was a lab, and then chased the lab into the lab, where the lab then disappeared. Um, and now Will continues to look for the lab, while everyone else says they never saw a lab. You say aunt? Okay, okay. I always say aunt. Yeah, I always say aunt. Is that a thing that's different just in I know like different countries say it differently, but versus aunt. Am I British or something? One sec, where's the map? Where's the map? Give me the aunt versus aunt. Where is the map? No, not that one. "22 maps, different pronunciation." Look, I'm not getting distracted, but if I was getting distracted, where is it? That's Crown. Y'all. I say you guys. I've always said you guys. Soda, pop, Coke. Where the frick is Aunt? Aunt's not on here? USA. I think the New England area has a more British way of saying it. Okay, okay. In what regions? Check the dialect survey. No, I'm not looking for it in frickin' England. I'm looking for in the United States. What did I just get? I heard me get something. I could have sworn that the US dialect map had an ant. So this one? One sec, I'm a Business Insider. No, I will not pay for a free trial. Screw you. One sec, guys. We'll get back to what we're really here for. Raw fish. No, that's just for food dialect. Business Insider, I swear to frick. This one's a lie. What the frick? You're telling me only the western half of the US says fireflies? That's complete bull. That is complete bull. I'm already like over here like this map sucks. Okay, drinking fountain versus water fountain. That one's actually pretty accurate. Okay, yeah. Soft drink or soda, yeah. Water fountain. You don't say the ye old bubbler. You don't say ye old bubbler. It's just like it's only ever said in like I'm bad at states. What states to the left of Michigan? It's Minnesota, right? Minnesota. I'm pretty sure. State to the left of Michigan. No, not Michigan. I'm not good at geography, okay? Wisconsin. Ooh, okay. But to the left of Wisconsin is Minnesota. Okay? I got it kind of close. I got it kind of close. The city. Sandwich. Nice. At some point, I should do a geography test. I'll probably be able to get like 45 of the states correct. I'm going to be honest, I am not that good with the ones that are all rectangles out west. Yeah, states are pretty cool. Sit, seat, crayon. I say crown, but that's not what most people say. Well, that's just rude. They didn't put ant on here. But anyway, I always say ant. You're like, Nevada I can get. Like, Oklahoma has a extension. Okay. And I lived in Arkansas for a year, so I can now locate that. All right. Hmm. Nice. To be clear, the first time I ever said the word archives out loud, I unironically said archives and then had to explain what it was to someone before they corrected my pronunciation and said, "You mean archives." And I said, "Why the frick is there an H?" And they said, "You don't pronounce the H." And I said, "Then why is it there?" They said, "Why is it there for school?" I'm like, "I don't freaking know." So anyway, I do like to say archives still, except in a professional setting. But other than that, this is not a professional setting. Good snack. Archives, yeah. See, the thing is that it is my first language. I'm just assume how things are said and then say it, and they're like, no. How did you? How? How did that happen? Oh, one of them is uh, I have a scimitar for my weapon in D&D. I never say that word. I'm going to be honest. I don't say that word. So I said shimtar. Also apparently I'm not. That's actually not the weapon I have. But anyway, so the weapon I do have, I now named officially to Shimtar, Shimtar. So I can always take out my Shimtar and attack people. So, like that, like my D&D friends were laughing for like 3 minutes when they were like, "Get out your what?" My Shimtar. That's not how you. But it's not. How often do you say that in day-to-day life? But anyway, so yeah. So we went down the secret staircase, and my friend said that we were going down into, and that when we were going down, we saw a lab. I said a chocolate lab or a yellow lab, taking it literally and asking what kind of dog was it. To which responded a white lab. So I chased the white lab, and the lab disappeared. Because he wasn't referring to that at all. He was talking about an actual lab, which I knew. I just wanted to add an actual dog to the equation. So I took my opening. And then nobody else said they saw the dog, so everyone thinks I'm crazy, which I don't think I'm crazy. I just have a toe necklace and inside of a box and threaten people with knives. Oh yeah, I definitely knew. I can be way too literal occasionally. I knew that one. That one I was like, oh yeah, we're sending it. A chance to get the dog here. Oh yeah. Hi, bye, hi, how are you? But yeah, we head down into what's an actual lab. With my character still now looking for this imaginary dog. Oh wait, I forgot to make. I forgot to get coal. One sec. Can't be killed off. Well, you see, it can be killed off. I'll tell you the options that he gave me in a minute. But so yeah, we go down to the lab of this prison, and there's like these 3 eggs, 2 of which are broken, 1 of which still has goo in it and a person in it, along with 3 levers that could be pulled and a basically dissection table with like blood surrounding it. And then a trail of blood leading off and down a path. So, me being an intellectual is like, well, I wonder if that guy can breathe. So I take my Shimtar and go to attempt to stab the egg to free the guy. See if we can get answers. Unsurprisingly, I was stopped by one of my by one of the crew because my character is just talking to herself and putting a box. She has to take off her box, put the box in the corner. She's really telegraphing what she's going to do. Yeah, talk about D&D. She's really telegraphing what she's going to do. So I told my friend that you only had to roll like a 7 in order to stop my character, and they rolled like a 20. So yeah, they were able to stop my character from stabbing the egg and possibly releasing. Oh no, and possibly releasing like I don't know whatever the zombie virus is, or because we're like in the middle of a zombie apocalypse that just happened the day before. So we're really trying to figure out what's going on. I know, it's such a shame. So anyway, so then they start looking at the levers, and so my character goes, well, one of them might kill them, one of them might do this, one of them might do that. Why don't we just pull all 3 of them at once and short out the circuit? Some reason I got voted out, and they said that was a bad idea. I disagree. I think it was a great idea, but okay. Your first thought was to pull all the levers. Yeah, exactly. Like, Yep. So my character decided not to pull all the levers, and so we just left it. We had no info, no idea what levers to pull, and nobody wanted to, other than me, wanted to pull them. Could the worst be true? So we follow the trail of blood down this passageway, and then turns out that we were inside of a prison cell. But the prison cell had the door completely ripped off of its hinges. So we're like, this is fun. This is fine. This can't possibly go badly. Like, those hinges cost money. So true. So we go, we look out, and there's like 2 skeletons out there. One of the members does an illusion spell to distract them while we run to the courtyard, which is one of the ways out of the cell. So they successfully get distracted, and we run over there, and there's a giant troll in the middle of the courtyard that is the source of this malevolent energy. And we're like, we should go back and fight those skeletons, and not the troll that we have been informed is way over leveled compared to how we are. We would not survive. Well, I mean, they didn't say we wouldn't survive, but like, I feel like it was implied. So, we turn back around and go back into, heavily implied, and go back into the prison cell area. And on the way back, we see another prison cell that has a person in it. And me being very sure of what she wants in life, he came up to the door and was like, "Can you please let me out? I'm starving." Like, we don't know if he's turning into a zombie. Granted, everyone else who turned into a zombie turned out to be like turned into a zombie like immediately once they were exposed to the stuff. And like, he says he's been there for days and he hasn't eaten in days. So I start asking him what he has to offer. Like, what is he going to do if I let him out of here? Apparently, that was too much for the group. So I amended my statement to say that if I let him out, he has to help me find the dog. And if he can't help me find the dog, he has to help me find a dog. And he agreed to help me find a dog. Mind you, my character is in a box. My character is a 1.5 foot tall fairy who has a box on her head, and possibly covering her entire body, who has a toe necklace, who is saying that she will release this guy if he helps her find a dog. Find this dog that she is certain exists, that everyone else says doesn't exist. And he says yes, so I give him the soup that I was given when I rescued and threatened the people at the bar. When my character realized that maybe she shouldn't go around threatening people. And then gave half of it back to the people. And then gave half of it back to the person because they said it was like it was their fancy concoction. It was like all they had left in the world. So I gave them like half of it back with their fancy decanter. I still had half of it. So he said he was starving. So I gave him my drink of that while our mage went and stole the keys off of the skeletons. And she rolled a nat 20, so she not only got the keys off the skeleton, she was able to somehow snag with the key the bow that he had on him that she got for free because she got a nat 20. It's like, hey. So she tosses me those, so I let him out, and that is where we ended. He said that he needs to go find his stuff. I said, all right, don't forget about your promise, and that's where we had to leave it. But DM Ron informed me that there are 2 ways I can get a dog. One, he can write a dog into the campaign, but he's afraid I would go John Wick. And to be fair, yes. Yes. Probably not a good idea to bring a dog who can actually have help and die into the game. The other option, oh, there's gold. The other option was a Find My Familiar spell, which he said just requires like a charm or something. I told him that maybe, since I offered him stuff, maybe he'll help me find a charm. Maybe he'll have a charm in his personal belongings when we help him find his stuff. You'll die with protective shield. See, I don't think he's gonna go for that. It's a different DM. Same friend group, but a different DM. I don't think he's gonna go for that. Because that's really a cop-out. Like, at least in the original one, like, I had the dog in the story. Dog won't do damage. See, he really wants to stick with what is and isn't possible given the actual game mechanics. So I don't think he'd go for that. He'd either go for mental and emotional support. So he can be there for mental and emotional support if he is a Find My Familiar. If he's a familiar. He just won't be able to do damage. So I'm thinking maybe he can find this dude can help me find My Familiar thing, and then I can have a dog. But not real dog. True, but real dog can die. I mean, to be clear, she never actually saw a dog. She just thought she saw a dog, and then nobody else saw it. But if she gets, like, the Find My Familiar thing, every time a battle happens, yeah. But if she gets the Find My Familiar thing, then you can say that the dog that she saw was her familiar, leading her to finding the object that would allow her to actually get a familiar, which will just be that dog. There's like a premonition of sorts leading her to her familiar. Or you can just say she's crazy, but like that could be how she interprets it. Are you winning? I think so, yeah. I think having a Find My Familiar one, but not real dog. True, but to be fair, the dog she saw wasn't a real dog either. How you doing, Zod? Like, it disappeared into the ether and nobody else saw it. Like, I feel like a familiar is a good way to explain that away as being, oh, it was just her subconscious leading her to find this talisman that can bring the dog she saw to life. She's a time to stop the schizophrenia. I mean, to be fair, it's also not like she can see that well anyway. She's still inside of a box. She is still carrying this box at the top of her head. Water line for a new ice machine out to the ceiling. Nice. Just a little water line, just a small one. Have a snack. Nice. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like if we get the dog familiar, then we can like sleep together in the box and be like curled up. You know, she's only 1.5 feet tall. Like they can both fit in the box. It'd be really cute. We can get a blanket and cuddle. Also, a familiar is a real dog. It just can't interact with outside. It just can't, like, do damage. As far as I'm aware, a familiar is a real animal in-game. I mean, let me check. Find my familiar DND. Okay, well, technically a dog isn't on the list, but I mean, yeah. Does it annoy the heck out of you like real dog? It says it acts independently. So I think that, yes, it would. If I can find find my familiar charm. Okay, I think it's actually a spell. But look, I did give the guy some alcohol. Ron would love it if I would call him up about this. He had to go talk to someone else who, in the campaign, who has some secret backstory that we're not allowed to know about yet. But I mean, a dog's a dog. And if it gets to 0 HP, apparently it just disappears and you have to resummon it. Damn, but sharing is caring, I know, right? They're about to be explained. I was like asking for like backstory, like, oh, well, I can tell you this, but not your character. And I'm like, I'm really bad at keeping those two separate. Like, I was just wondering what I missed originally. They went, oh, yeah, you don't know anything. I'm a businesswoman. I'm like, oh, okay. That's all I need to know then. I'm really bad at separating what I know versus what my character knows. All right, there you go. But yeah, so I'm hoping I can find that by helping this dude, just mixed in, yeah. By helping this dude and giving him my alcohol and him saying he'll help me find this dog that I saw, that maybe he'll have this find my familiar spell that he can teach me in order to get this dog that I saw, which didn't actually exist. You can preload, nice. But my character believes it existed because the narrator voice in her head said there was a lab. So she saw a lab. Wrong kind of lab, but I mean, to be fair, my character also collects toes for fun. So like, I'm not saying she's not the most sane tack in the box. Like, she's not winning any sanity awards. Not to mention she's flying around inside of a box. Does your character deserve a real dog? Probably not, but she does deserve a spiritual dog. She gave away her alcohol for free, just for the promise that this dude would help her find the dog. There's only one person who was against letting him out. I said if he's been there, so one of the people said, like, they turned into zombies within like 5 minutes of being exposed before. And it seems like he's actually been here a while. So if he's actually been here for days and he's not turned, he's probably not going to turn. What moral alignment? Chaotic neutral. She does things mostly for herself unless until she has an actual connection to you. She's definitely not chaotic evil. Like, she's not evil. She just doesn't particularly care about others until she has a reason to. She does now care about 3 out of like the 5 party members, though. For the reason that she respected one because we found one gas mask, and a person called dibs, so she respected that. She respects the dibs. And 2, one of them went and put themselves in danger to collect some toes for her, and the other one literally saved her life. Respect the dibs. So she does now care about 3 of them. So we're making progress. Also, she didn't threaten this guy. Last time she wanted something from someone, she threatened them. She just asked what he could offer her. And the dog, yes. But she still didn't threaten. She just said, if I let you out, will you help me find this dog? Of course, you know he's going to say, like, yes anyway, but... the character doesn't know that. My character just wants to find this dog that she's certain she saw. If he doesn't help you find the dog, you kill him. If he doesn't help us find the dog, we add more toes to the collection. That was the thing. We're like, worst case scenario, he's evil, and we kill him. Yep, we're outvoted. Like, he's getting let out. Yeah. I'm just hoping he has, like, a Find My Familiar charm or spell or something that he can share with me. Because I want to go to bed with cuddling with my dog in my box. I don't think my character asked for too much. But she is making progress. She did not threaten him this time. She did not threaten the person. And she even gave him something before he gave her something. As like a sign of mutual promise. I mean, definitely making progress on not just immediately threatening everyone. Like, we call that progress. It's a slow progress. It's only been a day. Like, you can't expect change overnight. Oh, well, guys, I found the... Now change overnight. We're completely different people. What the fudge are you? Exposed copper bowl? Okay. But yeah, I'm curious to see who this guy is. He doesn't even have a name. Ron never had time to get a character thing for him. So we were just talking to like a wall. So I look forward to flying around this dude in my box and continuously reminding him that he needs to help me find a dog. TV Rock is his name. I mean, when we left the dude who was still in the egg and we weren't sure what because they didn't want me pulling all 3 levers to try and short circuit it because they thought it might be a bad idea. I said bye, Larry, and then we left. So, in my mind, the dude who's in that egg is named Larry. But also, the troll that's outside is wearing the same clothes as Larry. So, it's a bit concerning. Maybe we would have released another one of those. Hey guys, Larry Rock. Davy Rock. No, not the Rock family. They already had a hard life. But I'll see myself out. Harry Rock. No one likes a Harry Rock. Okay. Let's see. Mikey, no need to bark. Mikey? Sinatra Ron, those are the names? Okay, cool, cool. I'll do it. Woof. Mikey, it's not real. The wolf wasn't real. The words. Wolf. No, 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 not another wolf. Mikey's like, is it worth getting out of my comfortable spot in bed? No, they're getting longer. Like, I can just hear his brain. Just thinking, Oh, he's leaving. Here you go. Let me know when you want to come back in. He'll be back in like 5 seconds. All right. Okay, that's the exit. Wait, do we have any more food? Yes, we got potatoes. Hang out with his boys for hours. Well, him and Ori were playing earlier today. It was cute. One, two, three. Oh, okay, we got some walls here. Sure. Digging. Okay. Where'd he go? Mikey. Oh, did you get some water, buddy? Get some water? Come on, buddy. Come on. Good boy. There you go. There's a phone. There you go, handsome. There's your blankets. You're on your pillow now. Yeah. Oh yeah. Your face is wet from drinking some water. Yeah. You'll be going to bed in like half an hour, okay, buddy? All right, and then get some sleep. You got wet nose, wet pouty lip. All right. Wait. Oh. There you go. There you go. Alright. He has been treated. Okay. Yes, 2 treats have been given. That is correct. Alright. Phoenix is barking. Mikey, you hear nothing. Nada. Zilch. Heidi's now jealous in her dreams. Okay, we found Diamond. Phoenix is jealous and saying it. Jealous, but is too kind and lets it go. Yeah, that's Oreo. Not there. Nope. Phoenix, please. I'm trying to mine diamonds. Phoenix is jelly. He's like, why am I the only one in the cage? Why is Oreo on the couch? Why is Mikey on the bed? Why is Heidi in the other bed? Okay. Mikey, there's no need to bark. You're fine. Mikey. Yeah. Big boy. Look, I'm not saying that we don't trust Phoenix to not be out at night. But we don't trust Phoenix to be out at night. Mister, I will grab anything I can reach and eat it. We got 45, so we got 3 from that. No, we got 5 from that. 5 from 3. Okay. I mean, he normally does. Okay. He normally sleeps in it most nights. Occasionally, he'll sleep in a bed. It just depends on the night. And then, you know, leaving the house. Yeah, if he's a good boy, he gets to sleep in the bed. He just takes up so much space. He's a big boy. He's not a small boy. Oh, speaking of small boys, Oreo is finally down to the weight he's supposed to be at. Little Nightmares 3. Nice, I've heard of Little Nightmares. Never played it, but I have heard of it. Is you good? Nice. Oh, Mikey's coming back. You coming in? Yeah, I got you. I love you. Mm-hmm. Hope you got some goop in your eye. There you go, I got you. I love you, buddy. I know. Kisses? Kisses? Thank you. Yeah, I do love you. I do. What is your favorite? Okay. And what's it about? Oh, he's right at the edge. One sec. Oh, he needs 1,000 treats. The boy. Alright. I was like, oh, he's right at the edge. Let me show the boy. Alright. What if I was trying to get you? He's asleep. He is a sleepy boy. Is it more of a platformer game? You're a zombie. I don't like that. I don't like that. Kind of a platformer? Fair enough. Yeah, we did get one though, so one's better than none. Small puzzle on this. Cool, I had to look into it. Where's how many diamonds we got? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Oh, it is a horror game? Okay. I remember the design, I was like, oh, this is too cute to be horror. I think I'll save a horror game for 250 when we'll play. Guess throw it out the window. Oh, I had a bad comment for that. Ah, screw it, it's fine. I was gonna say, is this Russia? Mostly creepy. Got it. Alright, we need... Possibly? We'll be playing Backrooms with my friends when we get there. Alright, keep an eye on the ceiling. That's where I sometimes miss diamonds. Just gonna run through them. Holding it off? What? No. I don't control if people follow or not. I just figured 250 was a good, nice number. I was thinking 300, but I'm like, no. Okay. Oh, yeah, I said we'd do it at 200, but then Tub had the idea to do a rhyming stream. And I was like, I like that more. I like that more. So did a rhyming stream for that instead. Rhyming instead of horror? I guess, yeah, technically it was holding it off. But, like, also, my friends haven't even decided which Backrooms game. When Ron's looking into it now to figure out which one we need to play. Like, but keep an eye on the ceiling for diamonds. Too high. Well, maybe not, but. Alright. Phasmophobia? No. I think I saw one person play it once, and like there was an immediate jump scare, and I was like, hmm. Okay. What's your favorite horror game, Ghost Hunter? Outlast? I don't know anything about Outlast. Sounds like I have to outlast being attacked by something, though, so, But that's also most games with enemies. Any gore, any horror, anything scary. I'd say I can sometimes handle some things that are scary. I don't do good with jump scares, is my thing. Now we're keeping an eye on the ceiling as we're doing our runs. Oh, last is your personal, you're supposed to? Nice. Resident Evil is one that I've also watched a few minutes of. And there was immediately like an evil baby that was trying to eat people, and I was like, yeah, jump scares, yeah. I mean, I don't like gore, and like if it's like super bloody or gory, I'll be like, even that one got me. That was the one time I popped into someone's stream. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just see it. It can't be that bad. Evil baby trying to eat people. I think we're good. The Walking Dead. I'll have you know, I made it through. So whenever the horse died. So that was like halfway through the end of the final season, right? Episode 1. Literally episode 1. Very high gore tolerance. Okay, this way. Horse died, so you said nope. I was like, that's a bit gruesome. We're gonna just say nah. Oh, diamond! Seeing this, you're an eye popping out of socket. That's gonna be a nope from me. That's gonna be a nope from me. I like eyes in socket. How did I miss that? Okay. You got fat cat now. For a second I thought that was when talking about The Walking Dead, and I was like, what does that have to do with the cat? And I was like, oh, you mean you have a cat in your lap. Got it, got it. That makes more sense. And then he was like, oh, I have a fat cat now. I can't watch The Walking Dead. So, you catnapped a fat cat.